Close your eyes and think of the last time you were really, really angry. Maybe your cat knocked over your water cup, your sibling borrowed something without asking, or a stranger cut you off in traffic. Or maybe it was heavier, like a friend betraying your trust. Your heart pounds, your chest tightens, and your thoughts race. Anger, in small doses, is normal, even healthy. It's your brain's way of saying, something's not right. But what happens when that fire never goes out? When anger stops being a passing storm and starts becoming your everyday weather? That's chronic anger, and it's more than just being mad a lot. It rewires your brain, keeps your body stuck in fight or flight, and can even feel addictive. At Psych2Go, our mission is to make mental health knowledge accessible and relatable. This video was inspired by a viewer who shared how unresolved anger was taking a toll on their health and relationships. Today, we'll explore what chronic anger does to your brain and how you can break free from its grip. The brain on anger. When you're angry, your brain kicks into survival mode. The amygdala, your brain's emotional alarm system, lights up like a fire siren, flooding your body with stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. This is great if you need to run from a bear, but not so great if your brain reacts like you're running from a bear every time someone cuts in line at Starbucks. Chronic anger keeps your amygdala on high alert, and over time it weakens the connections in your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for decision-making, logic, and emotional regulation. This is why people with chronically high levels of anger often find it harder to calm down, think clearly, or control impulsive reactions. A good example of this can be seen in people with elevated testosterone levels. Research shows that when testosterone is high, it can dampen prefrontal cortex function, making it more difficult to regulate emotional responses like anger, creating a feedback loop where the emotion drives the reaction and the brain struggles to step in and break the cycle. The hippocampus and memory. Research has shown that prolonged exposure to stress hormones, especially cortisol, can damage the hippocampus, the part of your brain that controls memory and learning. A 2016 study published in Biological Psychiatry found that people with chronic anger and high cortisol levels experienced memory lapses and struggled with focus more often than those with better anger regulation. This means chronic anger doesn't just make you feel on edge, it can actually make it harder to remember things and process new information, locking you into a cycle of frustration and forgetfulness. Why chronic anger feels addictive. Here is the surprising part. Anger can feel rewarding. Each time you get mad, your brain releases dopamine, the same chemical linked to pleasure and addiction. That little dopamine rush can make anger feel oddly satisfying, which is why some people unconsciously seek out situations that trigger it. Over time, this creates a loop. You feel angry, you get a dopamine hit, your brain craves it again. This is why chronic anger can feel impossible to break without conscious effort and practice. Your health pays the price. Chronic anger doesn't just affect your brain, it keeps your nervous system in a state of hyperarousal, raising your blood pressure and heart rate. Studies from the American Heart Association link chronic anger to higher risks of heart disease, strokes, and weakened immunity. And emotionally, it often leads to anxiety, depression, and burnout, leaving you even more exhausted and reactive. How to take back control. The good news is your brain is plastic, meaning it can heal and rewire itself. Here are a few science-backed strategies to start regaining control. Step 1, pause and breathe. When you feel anger rising, take slow, deep breaths to calm your heart rate and your brain. Step 2, take a timeout. Take a quick timeout. That tiny break can be the difference between reacting in anger and responding with clarity. Step 3, Use a mental anchor. Pick a calming word, phrase, or image that grounds you, like steady, or visualizing a calm place. Repeating it helps your nervous system shift from fight or flight to rest and repair. Step 4, trigger your body's reset. Splash cold water on your face or hands, or press firmly on your feet against the floor. These small sensory actions stimulate your vagus nerve and signal your brain that you are safe. Step 5, channel your anger into action. Don't let anger sit and simmer. Turn it into energy you can use. Go for a run, hit the gym, or do something creative like writing, drawing, or even rearranging your space. Those were some short-term actions. Here are some long-term actions. 1, explore what's really behind your anger. Anger is rarely about the surface issue. Often it masks deeper feelings like hurt, embarrassment, insecurity, or shame. Many of us also learn anger from childhood. If expressing emotions wasn't safe, or if anger was modeled as the default way to handle stress, your brain may have adopted it as a go-to response. So here are some signs your anger might be hiding something deeper. You struggle to compromise or see other viewpoints. Disagreements feel like personal attacks. You find it hard to express feelings other than anger and pride yourself on being tough. Anger is usually a signal, not the root problem. If it keeps affecting your relationships or well-being, getting professional support can make a huge difference. If you're ready to start that journey, you can use our free affiliate link in the description. It gives you access to helpful resources and also helps us keep making more videos like this. So thank you for your continuous support. Okay, long-term strategy number 2. Notice your anger warning signs. You might think anger just hits out of nowhere, but your body often gives early warning signals before you explode. Paying attention to these signs can help you catch anger before it takes over. Here are some common physical cues. Knots or tightness in your stomach, clenching your hands, jaw, or fists, feeling flushed or clammy, and faster, shallow breathing. Number 3, identify your triggers. Stressful events don't excuse anger, but understanding what sets you off gives you control over your reactions. Pay attention to activities, times of day, people, places, or situations that consistently spark irritation or anger. Maybe certain friends push your buttons, or small daily frustrations like slow service, long lines, or unexpected delays leave you on edge. Once you know your triggers, you can either avoid them or reframe how you respond so they no longer control your mood. Chronic anger doesn't have to define you. Your brain has an incredible ability to adapt and recover. But the first step is awareness. By understanding what's really happening inside your brain, you can start building healthier patterns that lead to peace, resilience, and better control over your emotions. So, what about you? Have you noticed anger affecting your thoughts, your memory, or even your relationships? Share your story in the comments. You never know who you might help by speaking up.